Hello and welcome to Verdictum. I am Ananya Singh and you're watching today's legal news, where we apprise you with the recent important legal developments across the nation. Here are the headlines. Supreme Court issues directions for modification of rules regulating designation of senior advocates. Supreme Court reserves verdict on pleas seeking legal validation for same-sex marriages. Supreme Court passes unanimous verdict in the Delhi government versus LG case. Holds a democratically elected government needs to have control over its administration. Patna High Court orders staying caste census challenged in the Supreme Court. Promotion of 68 judicial officers of Gujarat stayed by Supreme Court. Appeal in Supreme Court seeking Vande Bharat train halt at Tirur railway station in Kerala. Now let's take a detailed look on the headlines. The Supreme Court issued directions on pleas seeking the modification of guidelines prescribed by the top court itself in its 2017 Indra Jaising vs Supreme Court of India judgment that deals with the regulation of designation of senior advocates. The matter was placed before a bench comprising Justices S.K. Kaul, A. Amanullah and Arvind Kumar that directed that the method of secret voting by full court be an exception and not the rule, and that special reasons must be assigned when resorting to secret voting method. The cutoff marks were not prescribed in advance and 5 marks were fixed for publications. Also, the 25 marks criteria for personal interviews was upheld by the Supreme Court. The absolute age restriction of 45 years was also relaxed, and the court said that exceptional young advocates can be designated below the age of 45 years. The court further directed that the process of senior designation be carried out at least once a year. After a marathon hearing for 10 days, the Supreme Court reserved its judgment in the same-sex marriage legalization case. The case was being heard by the Constitution Bench headed by the CJI D.Y. Chandrachud and also comprising Justices S.K. Kaul, S. Ravindra Bhatt, Hima Kohli and P.S. Narasimha. On the final day of hearing, senior advocate Menaka Guruswamy apprised the court that there are over 50 countries in the world that allow same-sex couples to adopt. So that is more than the number of countries that allow same-sex marriage. Senior advocate Saurabh Kirpal also argued on behalf of the petitioners and said that the basic idea was to be an equal citizen of India and have the same rights as everyone else. Senior advocates Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Anand Grover and advocates Vrinda Grover and Arundhati Kalju also argued on the final day. The apex court observed that there is one constitutional doctrine which has remained steadfast and constant. That is, the court cannot direct framing of a policy and cannot enter into the realm of policy making or legislation while reserving its judgment in the matter. A constitution bench of the Supreme Court headed by the CJI D.Y. Chandrachud and also comprising Justices M.R. Shah, Krishna Murari, Hima Kohli and P.S. Narasimha unanimously held that a democratically elected government needs to have control over its administration. The top court observed that the Delhi government would have control over all services in the National Capital Territory, including the Indian Administrative Services, while barring the control of government over matters pertaining to land, police and law and order. The court also held that the Lieutenant Governor shall be bound by the decisions of NCT Delhi over services besides those exempted from. The state government of Bihar moved the Supreme Court, challenging the order of the Patna High Court that stayed the caste-based census in the state. On May 4th, a bench of the Patna High Court comprising the Chief Justice K. Vinod Chandran and Justice Madhuresh Prasad held that the survey is actually a census, which can only be carried out by the centre. The present appeal challenges the view of the High Court, claiming that the High Court wrongly accepted the contention that the survey was a census and that the collection of data at village, block, district or state level cannot be a census as defined under the Census Act of 1948. The Nitish Kumar government had started the caste-based census in Bihar in January 2023, saying the detailed information in socio-economic conditions of people will help the government cater to the needs of disadvantaged groups better. But the census was challenged on the ground that only union government has the power to conduct a door-to-door survey exercise like the census. A bench of the Supreme Court comprising Justices M.R. Shah and C.T. Ravi Kumar stayed the promotion of 68 judicial officers as district judges in the state of Gujarat. Interestingly, this lot includes the judicial officer Harish Hasmukh Bhai Verma, who convicted Rahul Gandhi in the defamation case. The top court observed that the state government issued notification during pendency of plea, and after this court issued notice, while staying the promotions, the legality of which was challenged on the ground that they were in contravention of recruitment rules. The court also held the promotees hold the original post they were holding before the said promotion. After the dismissal by the High Court of Kerala, the plea seeking an additional stop for the Vande Bharat Express train at the Tirur railway station in Malappuram district of Kerala. The petitioners have moved the Supreme Court in the matter. A division bench of the Kerala High Court comprising Justices Benchu Korean Thomas and C. Jayachandran on April 28th dismissed the plea, stating that if stops are provided on public demand, the term express train would itself become a misnomer. The order has been challenged in the top court, alleging that Malappuram is one of the most densely populated districts in Kerala, and a significant number of people depend on train services. And previously, the railways had announced a stop at Tirur, but later withdrew after allotting another station in another district as the stop for the train. That was all on today's legal news. Thank you and keep watching Verdictum. And subscribe to our channel and download the Verdictum app on iOS and Android to keep yourself updated with authentic legal news.